So, welcome to levelupyourgame.net with me, Disrepute, joined by my good pal, Vor. Hello, Vor.
I'm your pal.
Oh, okay. This is the Electronic Sports League Country Championship, Ukraine versus Finland group stage match. Actually, what group are they in for?
A, maybe. Yeah, A. That's good memory, I'd say, considering I never even looked at the groups.
Wow.
More than once.
Well, who else is in their group then?
Sweden and Spain.
Very good, very good. Very sharp and on the ball there tonight, Vor.
Yeah, that's
Very
good
impressive.
going from memory, isn't it?
Well, we'll of course follow this match with Finland versus Spain, and so we could see whether Finland will qualify tonight.
We're going to do Finland and Spain after.
Yep.
Okay. If you say so.
Yeah, I do say so. That's what we're doing.
Whoa, okay, calm down.
Maps are going to be Dreadful Place and Purgatory. Dreadful Place is Finland's map pick. Purgatory, Ukraine.
Well, yeah. So this Finland team is basically XT, which, you know, in previous seasons there was rules against having a full clan lineup representing a nation. Not this time around, I guess. So this is XT's map pick, and it's going to be Finland's map pick as well.
Of course, we did just watch a demo a few minutes ago of us beating Finland, eh? Oh no.
Yeah, but that was without Gerpa.
With the mighty Disreputes.
Gerpa seems
air
to
rocket.
carry.
Yeah, so the key player, you're thinking Gerpa
Yeah.
for Finland. And it's
Always
just
seems
run
to
down the
play
teams
very well
quickly.
on this map.
These are D, Triple Sex, Vendigo and Extreme is the lineup for the Ukraine on the red team there. For Finland, FRS, Wit, Demaya and Gerpa. So key
Also known
players,
as XT.
yeah. So key players Gerpa, you'd say. Finland, what about
Well, Gerpa
Ukraine?
does seem to play very well in nearly every game, so yeah, definitely a key player. Ukraine, Vendigo, I think, standout player for them, from what I've seen in most of their practices.
What kind of result are you expecting from this match?
I reckon it could be reasonably close, but still 2-0 to Finland, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, you're definitely going to put Finland as the favourites.
Yeah, and the seedings has them as favourites as well. They are second seeds in this group. Ukraine, third seeds in this group. Sweden, of course, top seeds.
But as with many nations matches, it could go either way in a sense. I mean, it just takes maybe
Yeah, I mean,
a great play from
well, I'd
Ukraine
say
or
I
bad.
expect it to be 2-0 for Finland, but I don't expect them to be huge wins. I'd be surprised if they weren't close games.
Two of the most active teams in the tournament. Been practicing quite a lot, both teams.
Well, yeah, this Finnish team and XT themselves, which is pretty much this team. Now that Puri's gone, it is this team. They've been a very active team for pretty much close to a year and a half, 2 years. They haven't really had any major breaks from the game, so they're always pretty well organised and, you know, in good form.
So no excuses for lack of practice from either team here.
I don't think so. Both teams have been practicing a lot recently.
I know as the UK we've played both teams probably more than we've played any other team in practices, and our results have been a bit variable against either of them. Sometimes, I mean, we've hit mercy limits against them, but we've also lost, so I think they're both very capable teams, and it could be quite an interesting matchup.
Yeah, I'm just not completely convinced by the Purgatory map pick. We'll have to see how that works out on the second map, but we already know that XT are extremely strong on this map, but it'll be extremely tough for Ukraine.
Well, what kind of map do you think they should have picked?
It's hard to say. I wouldn't pick out a weak map for XT, but they do like the new maps. they're not as big of fans of the old maps as they are the new maps, because they had no experience in Quake 3 on them, because they were Quake 2 players.
You skipped a whole Quake 3 generation.
Pretty much.
Gonna go live in one. There we go. Starting off with Extreme's point of view, getting probably one of the worst spawns on the map by the grenade launch. Decided to go down for the rail. He's actually backed up by Vendigo here. But looks like Demaya will escape with that railgun. And Finland already 3-0.
Yeah, it's a good start for them. Doesn't look like they got rail red, and I'm not sure what happens on the lightning gun rocket launcher area, but you know, considering that the Ukraine has no kills, you can safely assume that they didn't really get either of those key weapons.
Demaya with that railgun, only 3 slugs left in that, but he did get the red armor 5 seconds before the quad. Now he's got a shotgun, he should be well set up for it. Here we go, 1 second before quad, it actually spawns, it's going to take it. Turned out perfect timing for it, didn't he, interestingly. There
was no challenge though on that quad from the Ukraine, which is often a good decision on this map, not to throw away frags, but
wow.
Did give them a free quad.
Quite a good lightning gun defense there, but Demaya played it safe, backed off. Did get the frag as well. Oh, just misses that rail shot. Kind of shot you'd expect him to hit, yeah. Moving out, he's going to steal another rail. Is he actually a teammate? I think he thought was shooting at him and flipped around to have a look, but eventually is fragged. Now on Gerpa's point of view, he's your key man for Finland. We've seen him dominate games, especially his back sort of rail style.
Yeah, his rails are normally extremely good, and if he's hitting them well today, then it's going to be so hard for Ukraine to deal with.
Wow, aggressive push up the bounce pad there, almost gets caught out. Could come out on top, but he's going to be careful.
I mean, BZD I can't believe a teammate didn't come and support in this. Finally, someone did turn up, but way too late. Someone had been there 5 seconds before, they'd have, you know, taken Gerpa out, taken that rail cleanly.
Going to cycle round. Let's have a look. Triple Sex just picking up that yellow army. So he got 22 health though. With a rocket launcher, lightning gun as well. Is he trying to give it away? What is going on here?
Well, this is a key position on the map, because where you can see his teammates spamming the nades, that will in effect stop Finland from pushing out with that red armor. So it's a good position to keep held, just to slow Finland down.
Triple Sex has actually helped himself up here. He's even boosted his armor, and he has a lightning gun and shotgun in hand. He can support his teammate at rail, but really they want to get to go to quad. It's 20 seconds away now, and on this map,
this is often the time you really need to have already set quad up by. It does look like Finland are in there already.
He pushes in, does catch actually a really good attack. 3 of them
very good.
In at the same time. 2 at the bounce pad, 1 from a high. Wit's going to get caught out surely there. No, he just gets briefly pushed back, but the quad is picked up pretty easily in the end by Triple Sex. Comfortable grab. He's probably taken a better route actually going this way. Got to be careful of the rail shots coming in. 1 hit him.
Yeah, he did get hit once.
Could have almost been 2, it looked like, but would have been killed. Just get yellow on pick. Oh my god, how the hell did he dodge that? Some bizarre crouch jump. Gets a frag after the quad, but
it was a reasonable quad run, really. Now, after the good start Finland have had, Ukraine have brought the score back already.
And you probably would have wanted maybe winning over on the red a bit, pressuring that, but you just sort of didn't get the chance.
Well, that's assuming that Ukraine even want red control. It could be possible that they're looking to play the yellow mega, you know, getting those rails and not actually going to bother too much with the red.
Yeah, so I mean, this map, for, you know, strategically, how is it played, or how could it be played?
Well, there's multiple ways to play it. Obviously, we can see already that 2 teams have approached it in different ways. I nearly said XT. Finland, they're controlling the red armor, which I think a lot of people consider to be the main way to play this map. Keep the red controlled, move out and get the best weapons, which are the rail, lightning gun, the rocket launcher. But Ukraine, so far, they're playing mega and yellow.
I think Extreme is doing a brilliant job at the moment. Actually, he's just stopping Finland from pushing out on that upper route.
Yeah, and that's the key. If they're going to look to play Mega Yellow and not go to the red too much, then they have to keep control of this lightning gun area.
Better hurry up though and get to quad. It's only 10 seconds away now, and all of Ukraine are outside. He hits a couple of great rails though. Wit's in a good position to counter any more attacks, but actually they're going to rush in together. This could be trouble for Finland, but looks like they defended it well. And in the end, Demaya coming out on top with that quad, moving through to the mega side of the map. It's 10 seconds away, so he doesn't wait around for that. Moving to the LG area, getting the frag on extreme, and now BZD gonna take a point blank range rail, and he's not even watching the quad. Oh dear. Just missing out on the red pick. One of those must have been a pixel away. And there you go, that's how you miss 3 players with rail ball. Oh dear.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like the route he took then.
No, I think it's a terrible area to move out in. You really, every time you do move out of there, it does feel like you're in a really bad spot to be ambushed.
Well, the only gun we had to be able to hit them really was rail, and we saw that he missed his shots and then he had no ammo left, so that pretty much made that route suicidal from that point on. Really wanted to take that red armor and then push out via the LG.
Yeah, a route that, as we've seen, Extreme has been blocking off for most of the map. He's on top of red now, actually. He's going to get in behind it, the Finn players. I almost call them XT as well.
Well,
back on Gerpa's
it is XT, isn't it?
I don't know, does Gerpa play for XT?
Yes.
Oh. 10 frags the difference. Gerpa, why is he sitting at quad? He's very early for it, but I guess, you know, staying there now is probably a good idea. 30 seconds away, make sure it's secure. Red will be up in 8 seconds though, can move in here.
Well, you have to see teams set up early, and, you know, even though he was there 35 seconds early, on this map, you know, you wouldn't really call that terribly early. It's the sort of time when teams do look to start going there.
Demaya did just pick up red, so I'm going to switch to him. Again, blocked by first the grenades, and then the rockets gets absolutely destroyed moving into that quad room. Ukraine have set up well here at quad, and they take it easily. Finland don't even attempt really to push in. 5 seconds to go until Mega spawns. He's around the area. He surely saw that. Although I guess his FOV's too low, or he's not quite focused on that. Oh my god, he could get all of the Finnish players here. He does get 2 of them.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect them to be there. I assumed they were going to be at the red armor, because there was no one from the Ukraine at red armor.
Finishes off that quad run, moving in to get the frag on Demaya.
Once again, we've got a really close game. It's back to 5 or 6 frags.
It's like you called it, Vor.
Yeah, I expected it to be close. In the back of my mind, I thought that on this map, there was a chance that Finland could really take a commanding lead, but that hasn't happened yet. Ukraine are playing it quite well.
Yes, they've been playing a very tight game, and I think Finland probably, from practicing, aren't used to playing a team playing the yellow side, that mega side, really this tight. I mean,
you don't find many. Yeah, exactly. You don't find many teams who want to play this style, but it does work if you know how to do it.
I think it just takes a lot of discipline as well.
Yeah, it just takes, you know, the position we've seen Extreme being in a lot, around that lightning gun. If you can stop them coming out the red via the light gun, then it's a really good way to play.
And here's the score. It's only a 2 frag difference. Surely soon to be a 1, isn't it? No, triple sex. Ran out of ammo, but there it is. The teams are tied 20 seconds before the quad. Both teams really want to move there now. I mean, oh, he's got to be careful. Right behind him, Wit just catching him off guard. He did hit the railgun shot though, so he should be able to counter straight off the spawn, but Ukraine aren't going to get in on this quad, surely. No. They'd be better off backing off and trying to cut. What is he doing? Oh my god. Gerpa takes it. He's only got 5 health. Managed to kill his teammate before going down. That seemed like one guy from Ukraine moved in the other side and caused all sorts of mayhem.
Sorry, I wasn't watching
BZD
on IC.
picking up that mega health, although he takes a rail shot straight to the chest from Demaya. No, that was I would say that's a bit of a drop from Finland. I mean, they just had stopped the comeback from Ukraine, then they got the quad and just lost it straight away, so Ukraine are ahead. How do you count?
Yeah, I think Well,
How'd
I
you
was going to
counter
say
it?
that I think that the way the Ukraine is playing is completely throwing off Finland's game at the moment. And, you know, as we said, not many teams play like this, so it's possible that they haven't come across a team playing like this for a long time, and it's completely caught them out.
Teams are tied, of course. Part of the reason most teams don't want to play this way is because you're so spread out. I think it is quite hard to build big frag gaps playing
I'd say
this
the way
yellow
I
mega
would
side.
attempt to counter it, though, is still make sure that you've got the rails. Just absolutely make sure you don't give those away. And then I would head to the grenade launcher platform and look to hit rails into the mega and then towards the lightning gun and the 50 health.
I think that's a solid strategy, Vor. I have to agree.
Yeah, it's just you're not very vulnerable if you're pushing out via that position. You can easily back off back towards the quad.
You also stop them moving into quad position at all. Here we go. Gerpa's there at the moment. Stops that bounce pad attack, but oh my god, gets caught out by Extreme.
Yeah, and no one else from XT Finland is in there.
Yeah, there's only a 2 frag margin. Finland are just on top at the moment, 2 seconds before the quad. Finland do move in, but they've taken a lot of damage. Oh, the quad guy, FRS, is actually stacked and hits a great rail that seems to go through the wall.
He's under real pressure though.
He's in trouble here. Could go down to 1 shot. Whoa, what the hell? Wow. That was pretty unfortunate. That almost puts Triple Sex in a better position to rail him. Sometimes
that was
when
an
you're looping in the air, it's
instant
easier.
power up. It did look like Finland were going to be slightly late for that, but they did manage to get in and take it still.
And a stacked guy got it as well.
Yeah, but it's not really offered any team an obvious advantage, so interesting to see what happens from here. Ukraine still going to stick to that yellow armor mega, or they have used that as an opportunity to attack red? I really don't think they're too interested in red. One of them is in there now, but taken out, so the rest of the team weren't going to back him up, and they're still going to continue to play this yellow armor mega strategy.
Well, describe how you would play the yellow side. I mean, what are the important things to do?
Well, important things are what we've seen Extreme doing, which is stopping XT from Finland from taking reds, and then pushing out to the lightning gun. If you can stop that from happening, that completely cuts off one avenue of attack.
I'm guessing you could also try and get a time on the red and then just attack it as they're picking it up. I mean, just plant a rocket on it as it spawns, because you can hear the time pretty easily from that little corridor.
Yeah, exactly. You can try and...
Oh, Gerpa, look at that.
And that's the kind of thing, like they've still been getting a lot of rails, Ukraine, so they are spread out over a wide area all the way from that yellow to the rail, but they are still managing to get rails and hitting their shots with them.
Gerpa's as good as useless with only 8 health, I mean, with the red armor, but this 50 will help, and this 5 seconds before quad, it could come in pretty well if his team has secured the quad. Sounds like they haven't.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to attack.
I really wouldn't attack then. Vendigo doesn't have much armor. He's going to dive through first. Could be ambushed here. No one's there, though. Red armor was just picked by Wit. Wow, just ran out of LG ammo. But did come out on top with that quad damage boost. And look, his teammates diving in on the Finnish players. It looks like he's chasing a little bit here, rather than thinking about
yeah, it's like he's got the quad and he's not really sure what to do for his team with it. You know, he didn't really finish up by winning any area. You know, he picked up a few frags in different parts of the map, but I don't think they've really gained much from the run.
I mean, what would you do with a quad run if you're the Ukraine team?
Well, for the way they've been playing this game so far, you'd aim to clear out that lightning gun area completely, and we heard that there were still people there as the quad moved away back towards rail.
What about so then if you did that, would you try and move in and hold the red for just a little bit?
Well, maybe, but that's what I'm saying. It's like he wasn't sure, and it didn't look like his team were in a specific area either, waiting for him to come and help them. So, missed opportunity maybe.
It does look like Finland have calmed the game down a little bit, and now they are 10 frags up. 3 sets of quad left to spawn. Sets, or 3 quads left to spawn. Next of which is 25 seconds away, and on this map, as we've always said, it's a very good idea to at least get one individual in position at the quad area. Looks like, oh my god, great defense from Wit in the end. Getting a couple of frags, shotgun, and then grenades. 10 seconds to go until quad. He's got a rail now. Hits the first shot, hits the second for an impressive third as well. Great rail defense, hits a fourth. I think that was a double rail as well. Gets an excellent and impressive out of that. Another rail.
And that has given them so many kills just on the defense. So anything Demaya does now with the quad, and he has armor to get some frags, so anything he gets is a bonus.
What would you do with Demaya now with the quad? You're controlling him. He's your little sim character, or what do you do?
Well, he's already taking so much damage, so you know, I would just probably suicide into him just to look for more frags, because I'm pretty sure that the rest of his team are holding red no problem. Just get as many kills and don't worry if you actually die at the end of the run.
Nice load of frags there. If he could help this LG spawn as well, although Extreme just dived in at the right time to eliminate him. 20 frag margin now in favour of XT. Now, still just under a quarter of the match left, so there's plenty of time to bring that back. It's not a massive deficit, but we haven't seen massive frag turnarounds from Ukraine. It's been just a slow, steady comeback, and once they got ahead, they didn't actually build a lead. So, do you think they're capable of bringing back that amount of frags?
Yeah, they can bring this back. It's just, it's not going to happen quickly, as you said. I don't expect them to suddenly get 15 kills in a row to tie it up right now.
They've actually taken the red armour off of Finland.
Yeah, this is something we haven't seen much of this game.
Yeah, dropping the LG to Gerpa, bit of a mistake there. Not the greatest LG ever by Gerpa. He's pretty much run out of all of his ammo, and 26% LG, you would not be happy with that, would you, Vor? I'd be pretty pleased, to be honest. But
I'd be fuming with that. No, it's not the overall that matters, but that fight in particular, he used so much ammo.
I'm going to cycle away from him actually, and well, we've gone onto Vendigo. And he's actually going to run out of rail shots here. Ukraine, I was surprised. I mean, I saw Gerpa the other side of the map. I thought, well, Ukraine are probably at quad already, but they didn't seem to be there either. So we'll have to wait and see who's there on the switch now, because Finland aren't there either. Is nobody there? I don't want to switch because it'll mess it up. Triple sex, oh my god, look at his armour. 120 on the board, practically full health. Is now. Not much ammo though, got to be careful. Doesn't want to get caught out by not enough ammo. Oh! That was pretty lucky as well, and LG dropped. Bit of a mistake dropping LG to quad 4.
Yeah, I mean, you never want to give quad a top weapon, although he hasn't done that much with it yet.
It has actually a pretty decent run. Was that 4 or 5 frags?
It was 4 frags. It was decent, but you know.
And they've actually got in a good position on this red here. In fact, the rest of his run continues. Still got like 3 more after quad, I think. But still, is that going to be enough? There's still
there's one power
quad remaining.
Left, and they should have a slight edge at the moment on the map. But it's, I know you don't really want to have to get 10 frags with the last quad, but they are actually getting more now. This is exactly what we need.
Yeah, and Triple
It's down
Sex,
to 7 actually.
Triple Sex knew the time of that red, just dived in, took it. There was no finished players there. It's an easy grab. He's going to get yellow as well, so he's armoured up all the time. He's got a lightning gun, he's got a plasma. He has got rockets, but needs ammo. Going to get another easy kill on FRS. Is he going to kill Wit as well? Wow, 4 frags. The difference is anyone's game at the moment. Could we see a shock result coming up? For some people, shock anyway. 25 seconds until this final quad. Good shotgun. Demaya did come out with the frag, though. That could have been important. Following Demaya now, going to rush in with his Finnish teammates. Is he into this quad area? Good bit of MG. Has got support from a teammate as well. Now he's got a weapon from the drop, and it looks like Ukraine have really messed this one up.
Yeah, their attack is just not good enough for this final quad.
They could still do it though, you never know. No, easy pick. Whoa.
Finland didn't lose anyone on that quad defense.
There you
But
go.
they lost one person.
All the frags built up to 10 difference again, and that's on the quad setup. I don't know how many times we said it.
Exactly, so often this map, it's not the quad runs, but the kills you get on the quad defense that really make the difference.
Gerpa should secure this game out now. 10 frag difference. I mean, technically, I guess they could still come back in these last 35 seconds, but it should be pretty unlikely. Unless Finland really do melt away.
Not likely, but it has been a really close game, as we expected it probably would be. I think we're in for more of the same on the second map.
Yeah, it should be very interesting. Of course, this is not like the House of Quake League. We do need to have a result, so it could go to 3 maps. What's bloody fly doing in my room?
Gonna lay eggs on you.
Blue wins.
Don't worry, I've crushed it with a pen. Weird. Oh, sorry, yeah. 119 frags for Ukraine there, 128 for Finland. Have a look at the stats quickly.
See on the armor pickups that, you know, whilst Ukraine were playing that yellow mega area, they only just took more yellows, whereas the Reds, 31 to 12 it was.
Wow.
So clear advantage for Finland on armor pickups. And I feel if they could have perhaps kept better control of that yellow, then Ukraine's strategy of playing yellow mega would have worked out a lot better. They'd have been able to keep that item under better control.
Okay.
Because if they're giving away a lot of yellows, it indicates that they must have also lost a lot of lightning guns and rocket launchers.
Are you still on the server? I seem to have...
Well, I'm stuck on the loading screen.
Yeah, I think must have crashed.
And so many
or something.
people say that the stream's lagging, but for me, it's not even lagging slightly, so it can only be people's routing, which is a surprise.
Doesn't even load for me.
Mm.
There must be a lot of problems with Owned or something.
Well, after this match, we can turn it off and on again for the next match.
The thing is, I don't know if that's a good idea, is it?
It should be
There
fine.
is problems with Owned, it's probably not a good idea.
Right, so the server has gone down. Somebody just saying they had to refresh multiple times before it worked. It's just typical of these sort of streaming platforms that occasionally it does have some kind of issues. Just, I guess, unavoidable. Nothing I can really do my end because, as Vor says, it's working for some people perfectly fine, so... Sorry, guys. Yeah, so Vor, I mean, that map, pretty impressive map there. That was quite exciting. One of the better games I think I've seen on Driftful Place because they chose different tactics.
Yeah, it's more interesting when teams are willing to experiment. You know, we don't see many teams play the way Ukraine played for the majority of that map. They nearly pulled it off, so that was interesting.
Just looking at the stats here.
Because it's worth saying that there is no necessarily definite best way to play a map. Different teams can make different strategies work, and you know, you'd have to say Ukraine nearly made that work, and it is considered to be, you know, an inferior strategy to, you know, holding red, taking rails, and getting the other guns as and when you can.
Yeah, interesting on the lightning gun kills. I mean, you kind of expect it, I guess, from their play, but Ukraine significantly more kills with the lightning gun, 40 to 18. Railgun kills, actually, Finland just ahead, but it's pretty equal. So that was really where the differences were between the teams on those key weapons, that the Ukraine really got a lot of LGs and a lot of frags out of them. There's a few percentages. No real mind-blowing stats there. 45% MG for Demaya. 3 frags. Hard to tell. Let's see, are they back in game yet? Looks like they are. So let's get back on the server.
The only disappointing thing is my 2 picks as standout players on both teams weren't the standout players.
No, it was triple sex. And of course we
And
followed him
Demaya.
for that period where they started to bring it back. That was a really impressive bit of play from him.
Yeah, he really turned it on in those key moments and nearly got his team back in. Back in with a shout of winning. As they did take the lead briefly at about the halfway point, wasn't it? You know, they gradually came back,
Yeah.
brought the game tied, and went into a slight lead, but weren't able to sustain it. And I think in the second half of that map, it was Finland were starting to push out more, and I think that's possibly when they started to get more of those yellow armors, because it did seem that the Ukraine didn't have as good a grip on that part of the map they'd been playing. Final half of the game.
Did you see the mega pickups?
Yeah, it was in the favour of the Ukraine, but it wasn't to the extent that the Reds were in Finland's favour.
That's just the way of that side of the map, really, isn't it? It's a lot more difficult to get a really solid hold on it. You have to be
If
so
my
spread out.
screenshots folder loads quicker and shuffles, I'll tell you exactly what the mega stats were, but it wasn't as decisive, I don't think. You know, it was a real decisive advantage for Finland on the red pickup. I think if Ukraine wanted to win that, then they did need to keep the mega really locked down the way they were looking to play. I really should just delete a lot of these screenshots. 2,606 screenshots, most of which are Clan Arena. And so it was 22 megas to 9, so it's still a big difference, but the red armors were 13 to 31.
Yeah. It reminds me a bit, I mean, it's kind of funny map, because it's a little bit like the old DM7 Retribution, in that if you want to play the yellow side of the map, you have to be so disciplined, and you're completely spread out across either sides of the map, so if one team is well organised and decides to rush with multiple players, surely they have the advantage. Or you just be ready to counteract that with a push from your side of the map, a counter push as such, into their stronghold. So anyway, completely different style of map now, I would say, for really.
Yeah, there's a lot more to think about on this map, obviously with the two different power-ups. You've got an extra yellow armor thrown into the mix now as well. And on this map there is so much for a team to do if they want to try and lock down the whole map. It's actually very difficult, I think, with evenly matched teams. I'd say it's impossible, actually, to lock down this map completely when you've got two teams of the same level.
You're joining the server.
Yeah, I will be. I'm trying to answer these people on IRC who are convinced that the problem is our end, but it's not. I mean, I'm watching the stream right now, and I'm watching the in-game view. There is absolutely no FPS drops. It's perfectly smooth at whatever frame rate it is. So if you are having problems with it, there's nothing we can do about it.
Prepare your team.
We are readying up. Demaya just diving in there, great, so I don't have him bound.
3, 2,
Whatever.
1. Fight.
Gonna start off with Demaya's point of view. He gets the, oh my god! That drop down and shotgun from BZD was just, well, legendary, and saved the mega health for himself, grabs that, and a few shards to round that up. Now this map, of course, does have two power-ups, Battle Suit and Quad. We generally see most teams favour setting up the Battle Suit because it's a lot easier to hold. So you might get some players moving to that position now if they've already got armour, trying to secure it.
Are we watching this?
We are watching BZD at the moment. He's fighting over this rail position. Who was at the Battle Suit? Skills Extreme. He probably wants to rocket jump out there, doesn't he? instead just sort of stays around there, taking a lot of damage. Now both power-ups had armor there, interestingly, which is quite unique for the initial power-ups on a map.
Teams are tied.
FRS dropping down, taking that mega health. He's looking pretty good now. A little bit of extra ammo, and it's Quad vs Battlesuit. Quad's going to win this easily.
Decisive victory for Quad.
Yeah, that was really quite simple, wasn't it? Looking for the spawn frag and now moving out. Do you think this map will suit either team?
Well, I hope it suits Ukraine, because after all, they did pick it.
I mean, my feeling would suit Finland more. So.
Well, I don't think Finland are uncomfortable in this map at all. It's just how good Ukraine are going to be on it after all they did pick it. You would expect them to be able to display something special on this map, justify their pick. Very even start. And it is interesting, going back to those power-ups, that both did have armors, because so often we see on this map that teams go for a power-up and they ignore the other one, and if by chance they get a spawner, then they take it, and often they'll have no armor, of course. That time they were actually paired on both power-ups. Both teams had armor.
I just think it just shows good planning and team play from both teams, because on most maps the initial power-up is just sort of a grab it if you're there kind of thing, maybe commit everybody to it even if they've got nothing, because nobody's really had a chance to stack yet. But on this occasion they both had armor. Either way,
it's going to be important. We so often see on this map that double power-up is given away. I mean, in the games yesterday, I believe, like UK, Slovakia, double power-up was given away on multiple occasions by both teams. And it's so important not to do that.
FRS moving out. This is actually brilliant play from FRS. He's really pushed any attack coming from that rail side from the Ukraine. Battlesuit picked up by Gerpa. Quad is quite a delay on it. In fact, Demaya takes it. It was a little bit late from Gerpa. And look at this. It would be Gerpa, wouldn't it? Who I don't have a bind for. As the Battlesuit just shotgun now as he's run out of rocket ammo. Could get a frag there on Vendigo, and it just shows Battlesuit how powerful it is. I mean, really, if he hadn't had Battlesuit, he would have been killed there pretty easily. But
yeah, I mean, it's easier to say it when you're watching the game, but I think Vendigo should have just run away then, because he had a rail, really important weapon, and he really wasn't likely to kill Gerpa while he had the suit.
dropping onto that mega health, just stealing it right in front of Gerpa. And do you think that's something that can be seen as beneficial? I mean, often players will grab an item to sacrifice themselves, but at the end of the day, the game is about frags for, so...
It often depends on the item. Like, if you've got the choice between stealing it and dying, or just leaving the item to go for free, no pressure on whoever picked it up, and sometimes it is better to die if it's something like a mega health, or maybe a railgun as well, on this map in particular.
Dropping down Vendigo into this red room. Actually does get the frag on Demaya with a rocket launcher.
So in that situation, I would have said that it wasn't the best thing to drop down. I don't know if they knew the red time, but red wasn't coming up, so it wasn't like he was dropping down to try and steal the red. He was just dropping down to fight. He had a teammate in there, and he possibly could have done a lot more damage and be a bigger help to his teammate by shooting from up high down into the red room.
Right, Battlesuit's coming up in a few seconds, going to cycle round to Wit. He's in that sort of area. Gerp again, a pretty simple pickup, totally messes up the rocket jump, but Triple Sex is kind of doing a pointless attack there. I guess he's delaying the Battlesuit from getting to quad, but they didn't get quad anyway. They lost quad
as well, so bizarre really.
Let's cycle around. Wow. Gerpa just running out of ammo there. Picking up the 50 crate of cells, is it, for lightning it?
Well, maybe.
Electricity. Batteries, probably.
I don't think they use batteries in whatever year.
In the future.
The gun is.
Anyway, core of the match played. Finland, pretty comfortable scoreline here, double the score of the Ukraine. On the Ukraine's map pick.
Yeah, so really disappointing start from them.
I mean, it might very well be that Ukraine's probably their best map. They might feel it is the previous map, Dreadful Place, and it's just Finland happened to be very strong on that as well. And this was almost their second choice map pick.
Yeah, but
because I
as
wouldn't have said
before the game even started, I wouldn't have even had this as Ukraine's best map.
for us picking up that red armor. That'll be the last one before Battlesuit, effectively, and he's moved to Battlesuit, like you would expect.
Yeah, it'd be a very good position for it.
It's going to block off any attacks from that rail position firstly. Palms off a nice shotgun to a teammate. Good position for it as well. It looks like they are getting attacked actually from a dangerous position. There's the Battlesuit. He probably should have dropped onto it. Oh my god! Just lavaed up.
Don't know what he's doing really.
Doesn't get the ammo for the rocket either. Triple Sex picking up the quad for the Ukraine. Only 24 health. But oh my god, the Mega stolen right in front of him by Gerpa. That's pretty important. Let's switch round to FRS with the Battlesuit, who's still in this room messing around, doing silly rocket jumps like that, and not really producing much at the moment. And I think that was all down to a bit of a mistake. When they started to attack, he decided to drop to the wrong position, in my mind.
Yeah, I
just
can't
onto the
understand
Battlesuit.
why he didn't go straight for it, because he was by far the most stacked player on the team.
Still Finland. Pretty much double the score of the Ukraine. If they keep extending that, it should be an easy victory. Although Vendigo trying to change the pace up a bit, grabbing that red armor as they dived in. They now have a time on it.
They do really need to get more of these red armors as well. I mean, they're losing them 5 to 13 at the moment. And red armor on this map is so strong because it's got that lightning gun right next to it.
So
not two items you want to be missing out
yeah,
on.
Vor, I was going to say, I mean, strategically, what are the possibilities on this map?
For me, the best way to play it is clearly take reds, take rails, and control the area around red so that red is relatively safe.
Dropping down Gerpa right on the rail. I'm not sure he has an idea of the actual time of it. Demaya in there for the rail pickup as well. Misses all his rockets. 71 to 41. Oh, Demaya's got time on rail now. 5 seconds before the Battlesuit though. Demaya's probably best off getting this frag and then trying to stay at this quad end. Triple Sex grabbing the Battlesuit. He's going to escape. He hasn't got much armor. Diving right in to that plasma spam. Not the best idea, and it's a double power-up pickup for the Ukraine. It's sort of out of the blue, Vor.
Yeah, it did look like they were going to get both that time. I'm not sure why Finland didn't have a good setup at either. We didn't really have people in position to get either power-up at that time.
I think you've got to put these drops power-ups sometimes down to just a lapse in concentration. I mean, they just forget the power-ups are coming up. 'Cause you see teams do it all the time, and it doesn't really make much sense as to why they wouldn't at least turn up to 1.
Yeah, it must just be a drop in concentration because they already had such a good start to this map. They've taken a pretty large lead in the first half.
I don't know how Wick came out on top of that fight, but that was a great rocket. He's going to just help himself up and a couple of shots to follow, and back his teammate up long range with that machine gun. This is a great position to stand to defend that window. It is a key area you've got to bear in mind if you're controlling the red, because as you see, players can just rain down missiles.
Yeah, but very bizarre at time for Extreme to attack. I mean, he just saw Gerpa take the red armor, and then he just decided to drop down in there anyway and die.
Yeah.
Nothing to gain. Nothing to be gained from doing that at all.
You wonder what sort of goes through their head. Like, oh, that guy is now extra stacked with weapons. If I dive down, I can remove some of his armor, maybe? I mean, is that the thought process?
Well, if
I
it
guess
is,
it must be.
it's not a good one.
Gerpa now with still 63 armor, rail in hand. He has got a lightning gun, not much ammo. 5 seconds before the Battlesuit. Oh, drops on it! I think he thought he timed it right, but he just had an FRS coming in the back, saving the day for Finland.
This is Rocket Jump's right that time.
Triple Six getting the quad, but he's going to be easily dispatched. Oh my god, only 16 health for FRS. Got to be careful here. Even with a battlesuit, there's the Mega saving grace. And he can move into the red room, which will be up in a few seconds. Probably just going to have one more attack with this battlesuit before it runs out. But actually worked out as a terrible attack, and one he should have easily come out on top with. That was reminiscent of some of my play.
Yeah, the battlesuit run actually was really good up until that point. You know, he picked up a couple of kills, taken out quad. It's just that last little bit there.
The icing on the cake, the cherry on top.
Yeah, it was completely tainted.
There you go. Oh, Vendigo just... his teammate was killed right on top of the red. Oh my god, Gerp, a nice rocket for Vendigo, and it's a big battle over this red, although of course Finland were the ones to pick the red armor, so again, Ukraine don't really have an advantage in attacking in.
Yeah, still a huge advantage for Finland so far in these reds, 19 to 8. They've got the better of the yellows and the better of the megas as well, so you know, if you want to pinpoint why Ukraine are losing by almost double, it's complete domination in the item pickups by Finland that's causing it.
Well, there's another pickup. Triple Six gonna have a breakdown over that one. He's waiting on that Mega right on its spot all that time. FRS swans in, pushes him off it and takes it as his reward. He's gonna get this next red as well, looks like.
I didn't really expect this. Obviously, I really thought that both maps would be close, and I thought, especially as Ukraine had picked this, that they'd be able to show us something on it, but they absolutely aren't showing us anything.
Yeah, I mean, before the match, I would have probably said that I'd favour Finland on this map, but as Ukraine picked it, you kind of assume...
Well, I don't think this to be one of Finland's stronger maps, but, you know, they're showing that they've got more than enough to beat Ukraine on it.
Out-damaging them by quite a big amount here. Out-power up picketing them as well. Vendigo going down with that quad straight away, and that's what we say about quad, such a dangerous area that you really, that's why most teams favour the battlesuit.
Yeah, and when the battlesuit's 5 seconds, what, 4.5 seconds for the quad, it makes it even more dangerous. But you've got to have that quad picked up, and you've got to get down, I think, to the mega health would be the safest way. But even though he got cut off there, you know, if you can pick it up and run immediately, then you might get away, but there's just too much time for the battlesuit to be taken and get in position to damage the quad.
Seemed like another good run from FRS, and we still follow him with good defense from that red armor. Lost nothing, saved it, got a frag. Lightning gun out of it, can move out, look for frags now. Is there a mercy limit in this, Phil?
I don't know. I don't think there is. If there is, it's 80. But that's if there is one set.
It's a good possibility if there's a mercy limit we're going to hit it here, because Finland really are dominating.
Well, we're going to find out in 10 frags, or 14 frags even. That would be the 80 difference. The way it's going, they would hit that in not too far away.
How would you have played differently with Ukraine? I mean, I don't want to write them off completely
here,
but
they really needed more of a focus. It just doesn't seem like they're particularly focused on any specific goal. You know, they've got no real control of anything. They are getting some yellows now, but nowhere near enough
they
reds.
Grabbed the battlesuit. He's under a lot of pressure though. Demaya picking up the quad for Finland, so power up a piece. Demaya probably wanted to get out of this area. Just a little bit cautious as he moved out. No sign of the battlesuit at present. Although the way he's moving, it looks like it did survive out, as we saw it being attacked in the battlesuit room when we switched away. Red is up on its spot. Demaya trying to rain down some rockets. Did actually do a bit of damage there. Eventually fragged by Triple Six in the back. Demaya just sort of staying around there too long in all honesty. I think one thing about Quake nowadays is you have to keep moving to different angles to get shots in. You can't be hanging around areas shooting those same shots over and over because you're just going to get caught out.
Well, with a gun like the Rail, that's more true in Quake Live, sure, because in Quake 3, with 100 damage, you'd often just one-hit people, but nowadays, even if you are in what is a good position with Rail, you fire, you hit someone and it's only done 80 damage, and they might actually counter you with a lot of damage before you kill them, so being on the move is more important.
Heavy negative nets across the board for the Ukrainians. It's not really one player letting the team down. It just suggests a flawed strategy. I mean, I hope Mercy Limit's on for.
Well, they've actually brought it back, so we're further away from the Mercy Limit if there is one.
It is almost dead time at this point. Maybe we'll see some impressive kills on some of these power runs though. Demaya picking up a quad for Finland. Manages to dodge out of that area, and look, there you go, mega health on top of that. Not exactly rushing around the map. Very cautiously. 2 frags with this quad run.
Yeah, so if there is a Mercy Limit, it's probably 80, so we do need a few more frags, and there's only a few minutes to do it.
Yeah. Penultimate power-ups run down, so we've got 1 set of power-ups left. Ukraine will be looking for the frags just to bring back a little bit of self-respect, maybe.
Yeah, and they'll be thinking to themselves, why did we pick this map? Because I can see no reason for them to have picked it. It's not like they're playing well and Finland are outmatching them. They're just playing terribly on this map.
They're getting absolutely dominated effectively. And after such a close first map, it's such a shame that that happened, really.
I just can't believe that this was the best pick that they could have made.
BZD 40% LG, 61 rail, so you'd suggest that perhaps accuracy is not an issue. The old aim stat. Finland trying to move in there 10 seconds before the red spawns. Looks like they are going to do a lot of damage actually to the Ukrainian players, and Wit's going to steal this red. That's a good attack. There you go. And he should be pretty handy for this battlesuit coming up.
Yeah, final battlesuit.
Oh, FRS demands it. He is a pretty good stack as well, so not really any argument going to ensue over that one. And quad easily taken out with those long-range rockets. So, I mean, how far do we think Finland can go? Is this an impressive display, or was it just perhaps Ukraine not really showing what they're capable of after the first map?
To me, it was good first map by Ukraine, and then bizarre second map. Really,
did it show
I don't
perhaps
understand why they picked it.
A weakness in the first map by Finland, perhaps, that they couldn't really adjust and adapt to the tactics that Ukraine deployed?
I think there was an element of that start of Dreadful Place, but I think in the end they did somewhat adapt. They certainly changed the way they were playing. At the start they were so much more focused on Red and Rail, but then they switched that up slightly, and there you go, the Mercy Limit was 80.
So, some pretty killer stats there from Finland. Unlucky Ukraine. Stay with us. Next match
Yeah.
coming up, Finland
Is NBC
versus Spain.
ZPM'd you? Otherwise, it's something I can show you.
What?
Or read IRC anyway.
I'm here now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was just going to say there's some people experiencing issues on the stream. Whether this is related or not, I don't know. But you need to drop the stream for half a second and just switch over to the partner program that we get as partners of Own 3D.